What if I told you that the most exciting luxury SUV of 2025 might not be the Lamborghini Urus, the Bentley Bentayga, or even the almighty Mercedes-AMG GLE63? Because right now, there's an SUV that combines raw V8 muscle, track-bred handling, and Porsche precision in one package. And it is not just built to get you from point A to point B, it is built to make sure you never take the boring way there. This is the 2025 Porsche Cayenne GTS, and some are already calling it the S-Class killer. For years, Porsche has dominated the SUV world with the Cayenne, a model that redefined what people expected from a luxury sport utility. But the GTS trim takes things further. It is not the absolute top-of-the-line Turbo GT, but it is tuned for enthusiasts who want the sweet spot between everyday comfort and pure driving excitement. In other words, this is the Cayenne that wants to be driven hard every single day. And here is the kicker. The Cayenne GTS is not just about numbers. Yes, it is fast. Yes, it is luxurious. But what makes it truly special is how it blends those worlds together into something that feels alive in your hands. If you thought SUVs could never match the thrill of a proper sports car, the Cayenne GTS is here to prove you wrong. Let's talk looks, because the Cayenne GTS makes its presence known before the engine even starts. At the front, the wide grille and gaping intakes are not just for show. They feed air into that twin-turbo V8. The LED headlights are darkened for a meaner, sharper expression, while the whole SUV sits lower to the ground than a standard Cayenne. That stance alone tells you this machine is ready to pounce. From the side, the 21-inch RS Spider wheels grab your attention, filling the arches to perfection. Behind them, bright red brake calipers peek out, hinting at the power within. Blacked-out trim replaces chrome, giving the GTS a stealthy, purposeful vibe. And, if you option the Sport Design package, the SUV transforms even further, with black accents, unique bumpers, and subtle aero touches that whisper performance rather than shouting it. The rear seals the deal with quad exhaust, tips that leave no doubt about what powers this beast. An adaptive roof spoiler sits above the tailgate, ready to add downforce when you need it most. This is not just a luxury SUV, it is a rolling statement that elegance and aggression can live side by side. Step inside the GTS, and Porsche wastes no time reminding you that performance and luxury can coexist. The cabin greets you with a mix of premium leather, Alcantara, and brushed aluminum. The seats are heavily bolstered yet perfectly comfortable for long journeys, striking the balance between track-ready and road trip-friendly. The driving position is pure Porsche. You sit low, cocooned by a thick steering wheel and a wide digital dash that feels like a command center. The Cayenne's latest infotainment system brings a curved 12.6-inch driver display, a 12.3-inch central screen, and even an optional passenger-side display so your co-pilot can scroll, stream, or navigate without distracting you. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and wireless updates all come standard, while the Burmeister 3D audio system transforms the cabin into a concert hall when you are not listening to that glorious V8. Every control falls exactly where it should. And that is the Porsche difference. This interior is not just about looking pretty, it is about creating an environment where the driver feels in total control. Now let's get to what really matters. Under that sculpted hood lies a 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8. It does not whisper, it roars. With 493 horsepower and 487 pound-feet of torque, the Cayenne GTS is a rocket on wheels. 0 to 60, just for 0.2 seconds. Top speed, 171 miles per hour. This is the kind of performance you expect from a proper sports car, not a two-tone luxury SUV. But here is where the magic lies. Straight-line speed is one thing, but Porsche engineered the GTS to feel alive in the corners. The 8-speed Tiptronic automatic transmission adapts seamlessly to your mood. In normal mode, it glides through shifts with smoothness, perfect for city driving. Switch to Sport or Sport Plus, and it sharpens instantly. The shifts are aggressive, precise, and lightning fast, turning every gear change into an event. The Cayenne GTS sits lower on a sport-tuned adaptive air suspension, and the reinforced pivot bearings borrowed from the Turbo GT give it sharper steering response. The grip is relentless, thanks to an advanced all-wheel drive system that constantly adjusts torque where it is needed most. Add in options like active roll stabilization and rear-wheel steering, and the GTS defies its size, carving corners like a vehicle half its weight. This is not marketing talk. This is genuine Porsche DNA flowing through an SUV. Performance is one part of the story, but technology ties it all together. Porsche equips the GTS with a suite of driver aids that make it as intelligent as it is fast. Adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, traffic jam assist, and night vision are available, turning long drives into a stress-free experience. The infotainment is loaded with features, including Porsche Communication Management, advanced navigation, and even real-time performance metrics so you can monitor your lap times or G-forces if you take it to the track. With over-the-air updates, the Cayenne GTS only gets smarter over time. And because Porsche knows its customers, nearly every system can be personalized to your taste. From steering weight to exhaust sound, giving you a vehicle that feels uniquely yours. With great speed comes great responsibility, and Porsche makes sure the Cayenne GTS has safety covered. Beyond the basics like multiple airbags and a rigid safety cell, the SUV comes packed with advanced driver assistance systems, blind spot monitoring, lane departure warning, forward collision warning with automatic braking, and a surround view camera are all part of the package. The adaptive air suspension not only improves performance but also adds stability in emergency maneuvers, while massive brakes provide the kind of stopping power you would expect from a Porsche. This is a vehicle that gives you confidence, whether you are cruising through city traffic or hammering down a winding mountain pass. Now let's talk numbers. The 2025 Porsche Cayenne GTS starts around $126,000. That is no small investment, but what you are buying here is not just an SUV. You are buying Porsche engineering, a V8 heart, and an experience that rivals cannot match. Compared to the Lamborghini Urus or Bentley Bentayga, the GTS is practically a bargain while offering a more connected driving feel. And when you compare it to the Mercedes-AMG GLE 63, the Cayenne GTS delivers similar luxury but with sharper handling and a more focused personality. Speaking of rivals, let's look at the competition. The Lamborghini Urus has wild Italian flair and outrageous speed, but it also costs significantly more and often feels more like a showpiece than a daily driver. The Bentley Bentayga is dripping with luxury, but it cannot match the agility and responsiveness of the Porsche. The BMW X5M competition and Audi RS Q8 come closest, with blistering acceleration and strong handling, but neither feels as precise or as well balanced as the Cayenne GTS. And then there is the Mercedes-AMG GLE 63S. It is fast, it is comfortable, and it is luxurious, but it lacks that intangible thrill, that heartbeat-to-heartbeat connection that Porsche builds into every vehicle. So what is the takeaway? The 2025 Porsche Cayenne GTS is not just another luxury SUV. It is proof that practicality and excitement do not have to live in separate worlds. It gives you the space and comfort to carry your family, the luxury to compete with the finest sedans, and the performance to thrill like a sports car. It may not be the cheapest, but it hits that sweet spot where power, agility, and everyday usability meet. For buyers who crave more than just a quiet ride and a plush interior, the GTS delivers something that rivals cannot. It makes every drive an experience, and that is why some are calling it the S-Class killer. Because while the Mercedes may pamper you, the Porsche excites you. And at the end of the day, excitement is what makes you fall in love with driving all over again. Asterisk at the end of the day. The 2025 Porsche Cayenne GTS isn't just an SUV, it's a statement. It tells the world that you refuse to settle for ordinary, that you want your daily drive to feel like an event, and that luxury should come with a heartbeat you can actually feel. It bridges the gap between practicality and passion better than almost anything else on the road. Whether you're conquering corners on a mountain pass or simply pulling up to dinner downtown, the Cayenne GTS makes sure you arrive not just in style, but with a grin you can't hide. And in a world where SUVs often feel like compromises, this one proves that you really can have it all. This one proves that you really can have it all.